Okay, hello, good evening. Welcome to H3, the show about health, hope, and happiness. My name is Alan Friesen. No, my name is Alan Friesen.
Disco version, H3, the disco version.
This is my partner in podcasting, Scott Sweetman. And tonight we have with us our special guest, Mark Brave Rock with the Sage Clan. Okay, Mark, Kanitapi. Nice. Yeah. Mark, how long have you been part of you formed the Sage Clan, is that correct?
Yes, with the help of community members. In the beginning, it was a collaboration of organizations to begin with, and more can I say?
How long ago was that?
You're looking at 6 years now. We're going on to our 7th year.
7th year, yeah. Yes.
So just because our viewers are not all from Lethbridge or Southern Alberta, can we give them a little context about what the Sage Clan is?
Great idea.
Sage Clan actually is modeled after Winnipeg Bear Clan. We had went out to a homelessness initiative, Canada-wide, a national homelessness initiative in Winnipeg, and I went as a it's 13 years in sobriety.
Okay.
7 years ago, so I was only like 5 years, and I kind of represented to be the homeless and addicted. As
you were the person with the lived experience, kind of.
Lived experience. Yeah. I represented the group with a couple other individuals, an LPS officer and a Arches member of Arches, and we were to have an elder, but he couldn't make it. There was 4 of us who formed Idamoch Ganuchs, and that's the first time you saw a teepee being put up in the park. And from there, we went to Winnipeg. Then the crisis hit. The drug crisis hit.
Yeah.
And so, Sage Clan.
Yeah.
Bear Clan. We started a Bear Clan, but you can choose your own name. We're affiliated. We call them our big brothers and sisters, but we're Sage Clan. It's specific to Lethbridge.
So there's the Bear Clan is in Winnipeg, correct?
Yes.
Sage Clan is here. So is there many more type or similar organizations?
We helped Calgary and we influenced Edmonton, but they took the Bear Clan name.
Okay.
And Calgary has since an offshoot of it is Bison Clan.
Oh.
And Regina is Bear Clan. Brandon is Bear Clan. So the majority of our Bear Clan. Regina is White Pony Lodge.
Nice.
That is who they are.
So the similarity they all have is that they're out on the street for people who are homeless and have food security issues, that have addiction issues, that kind of thing. They're out there to support, help, guide them, feed them, get them closed, anything along those lines, correct?
Yes.
That's basically it.
Basically it, yes. And they mostly started with the indigenous communities, right? But Lethbridge has become unique in that, it's everybody.
Yeah.
We are very diverse.
In terms of the street population or the people that you serve?
Well, the people we serve and who walks in Sage Clan.
Who walks in Sage Clan?
It is not entirely Blackfoot, it's very diverse, and that's what makes it very valuable and true reconciliation.
Yeah, beautiful.
In that, it's actually in action.
Yeah.
We don't talk it, we walk it. We're out there and we do it. So,
well, and from my understanding, I know some university people that support the Sage Clan through, helping with food and things like that. There's lots of ways to get involved in the Sage Clan. Is that correct?
Yeah. The main thing is just to come out and walk and see what you see.
Yeah.
And the compassion you have, or the energy, the motivation you have, your strengths come out to help other people. I'm basically, I'm just a Indian guy who started, he didn't know what he's doing, actually. I learned from everybody who walked with us. I represented the homeless addicted again, and so I guided it. I was the great Indian scout and guided everybody through there, and I learned on the way myself. I worked with so many agencies here in Lethbridge. I'm very fortunate. My education is with, Peak Support Services, Quest, McMahon, Arches, Home Base, even the police, and City Hall. So it's been quite the learning experience for me. So
one of the things we hear a lot is, why don't they do something? I hear that, you hear somebody, oh, why don't they do something about that? But the fact is there are a lot of people trying to do something, if you will. Would you agree with that? Or?
Well, it is a community. That's why Sage Clan is successful. It's a community effort. And
sorry, I got a little technical thing I'm just fixing. Carry on.
All the collaboration needs to happen. Collaboration. I mean, that's one thing that Alan here mentioned was the Christmas Eve. Mm-hmm. And we're going to have this. Geez, we were going to come out. Sage Clan was going to come out and help serve, but then they got it arranged so everybody will be fed right at the soup kitchen, which is so much help. I mean, the next day, Sage Clan will be handing out our yearly backpacks to our people. And
on Christmas Day.
On Christmas Day.
Beautiful.
And so it just works out. Everybody's doing something, and we've had donations, and we have a lot of people coming in. We tonight have the band that brought in, a band counselor brought in a whole load of beef, to help out with the situation here. So it's
excellent.
Yeah. I know from what Brian was telling me.
So that's what I mean by community. It takes this whole area. It takes everybody to work together.
Yeah. Brian is who actually contacted me and said, this is what I want to do with other partners, with Mark from the Sage Clan and with Bill from the food kitchen, soup kitchen. Let's feed 200 Blackfeet people on Christmas Eve. I said, hallelujah, I'm in. So our company, Allen Freeze and Benefits, are also kicking in some dollars towards making this happen.
Yeah.
And we're super excited about it. You're going to put up a teepee, is that right?
Well, yeah, that will not be that date. There is going to be a structure made, so we're going to have a teepee put up right at the shelter. It's going to stay there permanently.
Oh,
it'll be used for different purposes.
But it's not going to be at Christmas Eve.
No, I don't think it will.
You don't think so? Okay.
No, not on that day.
Okay. Yeah. Got it.
Well, and the people that are going to be served are not necessarily just Blackfoot people, right?
No. There's so many now. I mean, it's grown, and it's gonna. I'd say it's gonna get population is gonna grow even more.
Is it
that on the street? It's gonna happen. Is what I'm seeing.
Okay, so how are you? What's your thoughts in terms of why that's going to be that way? Why are we going to have more people in the street?
Well, when you're in front line, and when you talk to the people on the street, okay, you know where they are. You know who they talk about. You know who's inviting them home. There's a lot of addicts that still have homes, still have jobs. Those are your next ones. I hate to say it, that it's going to catch up to them. The addiction's going to catch up to them.
Got it.
They will lose jobs. They will lose homes.
Yeah.
And you hear it, like I said, right at the ground level where we're at, right in front line.
Right.
The fight is right there where we're at.
Right.
So.
And that's somebody who is like living in with somebody like that has an addiction but is employed and has a house, then that's kind of more fueling
they serve each other.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They serve each other. The person who's already experienced knows where to go buy their drug.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's I'm giving away secrets here, but I don't know, but it's we're very respectful for what we're told, what we hear from our people. on, I'm getting quite uncomfortable now with saying homeless and addicted.
Yeah.
A couple of years back, even more than that, some of the people on the street were saying, not homeless and addicted, don't call us that, And it happened. Then another person asked, they said, why don't you give us a different name? Could you? And that's a name. And they were right, so we figured out. I asked an elder, and they have the Blackfoot Symposium here every year. And when the elders, speakers like who's Roger Perchik,
Sure.
he's one of them. I asked them the question because every year they bring it. I remember when they came in and they said, "What shall we call a laptop in Blackfoot? What we're going to give a name?"
Yeah.
So there's new things, right?
Yeah,
And we
sure.
have names for them, so we gave them that. And another elder came up after they had discussed, and he came and he told them the name Yohqua.
Yokwa.
Yohqua.
And what does that mean?
Basically, literal translation is to wait for.
To wait for.
But he that's the beauty of the Black language. It can be used in different contexts for the situation, the person, the item, the action, or whatever. The collective,
Right?
The collective, and basically behind that, or with that comes a society or the community, the neighborhood have to help these people. I don't know if "have to" is the word, but we need to help these people. Our best efforts to help them get people out of there or not. It's a fight. You try to save them. Don't leave somebody at the battle wounded. You carry them out of there. Try to save them. Try to help them. Like you can't really save people, but help them to come to choice. Make a connection and help them to come to choice. You got to make that effort. If not, in our Blackfoot ways, it'll come back to you if you do not make an effort to help. They're human beings. Help them as best you could. And there's no Blackfoot. Not just the Blackfoot, not just the white, not just the Black people. Everyone that's mired in the struggle with addictions. Yeah.
I think that's an important point, is that there's obviously a demographic disparity of people that are affected by the drug crisis, but it's not unique to any particular demographic. I mean, it's a societal crisis that we're all facing. Everyone here, right?
I have an argument to that is I've seen Winnipeg, I've seen St. Albert, I've seen Edmonton, Calgary, I've seen the Okanagan, Regina, Brandon, and in a way there's a uniqueness there. Lethbridge, I always say, is just a big town. We don't know each other. There's things you cannot. There's things if you study the demographic better, why you've got over 10,000 Indians just across the river and how it affects Lethbridge. You got to study that right. This is not Calgary. Alpha House, I can't say failed here, but I didn't agree with them bringing the Calgary system here. This is not Calgary. You cannot work it here the same way as you would in Calgary. You cannot have the same attitudes here. So it takes some, there'd be a number of people. There's a lot of good young people that are catching on to probably solutions, for Lethbridge. And so I rely on a lot of the people on the streets for what they do, what's going on, what drug is here. Even now, lately, I have a concern for the younger people that are showing up. We're going to get even more. And we're lucky. Sage Clan has been fortunate to have a couple schools who walked with us, students from us.
Wow.
School.
Wow.
And I explained to them, I said, I talked to one of them, and then it was confirmed by another school from the students themselves. And I told them, we have some really young And they come right out and they said it. They said, yeah, we know people are using in school that are from school.
Mhm.
Well, we saw them for the first time this past summer.
Mhm.
Came out, COVID slowed it down a bit, slowed down our prediction there. But and you're going to see it more now.
Wow.
So that's what I mean by, that.
So which community you've been in, all where there's other clan societies that are doing the same kind of work as you? What communities are doing it right, are making progress? It's not really happening much here, is what you're saying, correct?
Happening here.
Like in terms of there's not a whole bunch of progress that's happening in reducing the problem. The problem is growing. Is that correct?
It's not to say that we haven't succeeded. We are slowly making inroads. Like it was a good move to have the Blood Tribe take over the shelter.
Sure.
And at this time, we have the connection. That connection, I keep emphasizing, the connection to our own people helped a lot. But it's also helped others in the addiction, not just the Blackfoot's helped. We have a lot of people at the shelter that are not Blackfoot, and it's helped them also. So you can see our history of struggle is helping now.
Mhm.
Our history is our strength now in helping this in the addictions, and we've got some good young people that are really have that connection. That somebody who's addicted, somebody who's struggling, catches up. They literally feel, hey, I can trust this person. Then somebody else, I hate to say it, but then somebody else who was schooled, who's got a degree in addictions, but does not have that lived experience. They're still valuable. They are still very valuable. You got to work together. What I'm saying is that connection is real. It's true. It's there. I can talk to a gang member because I've been there. I've been in the jails. And I'm a threat to them because I know what they're doing.
Mm.
And
That was, I think, the other side of this context is often people talk about, people that are suffering from addiction and it might be on the street, but there's organizations and people who rely on that market, and I use that economic term specifically, it's not just by happen chance. There are people and organizations working to keep that market viable, right? I mean, because street drugs and addiction are fueled by people who make money, creating, transporting, and selling.
That is very, very true. I mean, you're not just talking about drug dealers, okay, or
Right. Yeah.
gangs or anything, but you're talking about even organizations, legitimate organizations. And I see that, and I have a concern about that. Where's that heart, really? Because you're dealing with human beings. You're dealing with people who are struggling, and it doesn't work when you get gain from struggle, from somebody else's
Misfortune.
misfortune.
Yeah.
It's
The resilience of the Blackfoot people is amazing. Like that they're still here and their culture's still intact after, all of the generations of taking the kids out of their home and punishing them for trying to learn their language and have their customs and have their hair the way, their customary way, and, pray in the manner that all of those things, to stop that generation after generation, and that the Blackfoot people are still here is incredible.
yeah.
Don't you think? Like
Yes,
that's amazing. Like if it was the other way around, that the whites were the ones that the Blackfoot, like whites would have caved in the first generation for sure. Like that's the horror of having your kids taken away from you by itself is like.
I think it's happened to most societies. I think it has.
Absolutely.
I think it has happened. I cannot, say that this is the only thing. Blackfoot are the only ones. You have to be honest, and it's happened to a lot of civilizations, right?
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
So
yeah,
and people.
But I think the complication here is that we have things like chemical addictions, and there's a whole modern aspect to this relationship that's unique, right?
Yeah, and it's it's coming. It's hit the real apex. I don't know what else is going to come for humans to
Abuse, exploit.
escape reality. What else is going to come down? It's just it's sickening. What I see this drug, these drugs. They're not fentanyl anymore. They're not heroin anymore. They're all man-made chemicals that are being, and it is really messing up the mind. The mind, and I'll say it, the soul, even the spirit. I've grown up and I have a lot of respect for our societies. And when you speak of spirituality, religion, or everything, that's something everybody tiptoes on. Uh, we are still strong there.
Mhm.
That is something that we ourselves as a people is truly our contribution. Is to come back to that prayer, and I'll say it, to that prayer for us. We're not telling you guys to pray. We're going to do it, and we need to, because there's where we left off. There's where we lost there's where that trauma began, when that way of life was taken, and we need to begin. And then some of our people, when they come to that, get that connection, they get connected again, and they come to choice. It's up to them what they want to do. It's up to them if they want to follow the traditional way, or if they want to follow the white man, the black man, whatever. Then you got just right now. There's a loss of identity, loss of spirit.
Spiritual beliefs from a Blackfoot lens, they're very inclusive though. Everybody's welcome in the Blackfoot lens for spiritual connection to source, right? Is what it seems to me. Like it's all encompassing, that we're all connected. We're connected to the earth. We're connected to the water. We're connected.
Everybody has a contribution, I think.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, there's so much we're grateful for, that colonization brought, right? There's so much that we are grateful for that, we have no choice
Mhm.
to accept, but it's good. There's so much good. And
For people who want to, and I think you answered this, but I just really want to drive it home. For people who want to understand more and people would like to support more, experiencing it for themselves, is that the best way to go about it, to get out there and to actually walk with you?
just just be there. What I'm saying, everybody has something. Everybody has something to give, and that's what it is. In community, most of the people that walk with first of all, Sage Clan was just all Blackfoot that were walking. One Caucasian person, but no, maybe it had to happen that way. We had to get up and walk on our own. Don't tell us how to walk. We gotta walk.
Beautiful.
It happened, but now it's gotten a little. We've gained some momentum, and
How many people go on the walks together?
well, right now we get sometimes as many as 16, but I'd say we average 8.
Mhm.
8, but we have such an abundant, and I can say now there's been thousands that have walked with Sage Clan since its inception. So it's been a real blessing. It's a real blessing for me, myself. Like I said, I was as homeless and addicted as everybody. I was a yoke myself, and I slowly, it's helped me. It's helped me, but I've used my experience. I've been able to define a lot of my experiences, but mostly I've walked it. I've walked it with these people come out and they see it. But the thing is, they get to feel the reality of it. They see the reality of it, and whether they like it or not, but their strengths come out to help somebody else. Okay?
Our friend Brian, he has a mantra as of late, which is, if you need, give, right? So if you need to be connected to somebody, which we all do, like we're very social beings, like
Yeah.
we're meant to be like your people lived in tribes, right? In that everybody was looking after those kids, right? Everybody was looking after each other. And so if you need, give. So if you need to be connected, give connection to somebody else. You see somebody on the sidewalk and they're say oki and tani tapi and can I buy you a sandwich? Are you hungry? Like that kind of a thing is something that we can all do, right? Would you agree?
Well, yeah, to a point, you gotta be careful.
How so?
You gotta be respectful. Some people want to be there.
Okay, sure.
Okay? Some people are there because they want to be there.
Sure.
Yeah, I spent 2 weeks on the street because I wanted to be there. It was my choice, so I had to work through some
So
stuff.
you gotta be able to assess the situation. Of course, as somebody who's right down and out, and you can see it. You yourself, you can feel if you give it a try. Yes, by all means, don't just go with your best.
One of the feelings I'm really getting from you, Mark, that I really like is that the acceptance, and you talked about it within the context of the Blackfoot people, but I think it applies to everyone, is the starting point is this is our problem. It's not their problem. It's our problem. We have to accept that we need to take action to fix it. And
you're saying about them saying it's going to be our walk, right? That we're going to start walking.
Yeah, I get a sense in talking with Mark and listening to him that he's, blame and, whose fault is this? And, those things have context, but the change comes from I'm going to take this in and I'm going to address it to the best of my ability. Is that fair, Mark?
To the best of our ability, as a people, but I like there's there's so many people that can help. You don't push anybody away that does not want to help or anything. I appreciate what you just said there. Yes, we have to get up and walk on our own, but still help us. If we ask for help, we will ask for the help, and then try not to put a monetary value on it. Try and but that's too bad. That's a big part of whether you're charitable or not, or you're compassionate or not these days. So then you get the people who are there just for the job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate.
Yeah.
What do you think we can do to encourage more people to that very genuine sense you're talking about? And you can feel it in your body language and when you speak. But how can we encourage people to share that, even this tiniest little bit of that genuine feeling we all have as, we all are the same people at a very basic level. How do we encourage people to flex that I care muscle?
I care muscle.
Yeah.
How to flex that I care muscle. It's just, you don't know what you're getting. Don't be so fearful.
Yeah.
Don't be so fearful of, Lethbridge is very fortunate that you're not going through a smaller city that St. Albert is going through.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? We're really fortunate that we don't have gangs. Okay, and I do not want to say there's never going to be,
right, but
we've done well. The band has been done very well by discouraging it. Any gangs here, we're one. St. Albert has gangs, and it's a lot smaller center. A lot of these other reserves have gangs. We don't really have them. There wannabes. But that's just one extreme example of what I'm saying is don't be fearful of what's on the streets in Lethbridge. It's not as dangerous as you think. Golden Gardens is not as dangerous as you think. Sometimes we saw a crazy thing. They took some young children there with placards or signs, and they walked them through. I don't know why they did that. Take back the park. That's not right. You don't do that. I guess what I lost what I was trying to get at here. It's not that dangerous. You take back the park. You just go and use it.
Yeah.
The public, just go and use it. Believe me, they're going to leave because I know them. Not just my Blackfoot people, others. They are more respectful. Give them a break that they do have. You have your incorrigibles. You're going to have that. There's where we'll step in or security steps in, but that park belongs to family. It belongs to the children. It belongs to the people shopping. You know, that's what it's meant for.
Yeah.
And
What
so,
a wonderfully inclusive view, Mark. That's fantastic.
yeah.
What's how we doing on time here, Brother Scott?
Oh, of course, as usual, we're out of time.
9 seconds. Okay, Mark.
Ooh,
Do you have anything that you want to close with here? Any parting words? It's been great having you on the show. Learn about
thank
Sage
you.
Clan.
Thank you so
You
much.
do amazingly important work. So proud to know you and have you here. Okay.
You bet.
Anything else you want to say?
Come out and walk with us.
Come out and walk.
Come out and
How do
walk
they
with
do that?
Sage
Do
Clan.
they call you or?
Oh yeah, we've got some numbers. You can hunt it down in our website, and
Yes.
my number's out there, but there's going to be a little change where somebody will be taking over that.
And between Mark and Roger Prairie Chicken, I've been trying to learn a couple new Blackfoot words. Atamonstoy. That's not bad, eh? So that was our Merry
I almost said
Christmas.
it wrong.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. All right. Thank you. Get a Matson.
Yeah, we'll see ya.
Thank you, everyone.
Hey.